set. Well, as expected, this game, which is a rivalry game between Arkansas and LSU, has come down to a field goal over the last 3 years. I know I'm probably telling something to you that you already know, but now make it 4. It's just the nature of two teams that in proximity playing for a rivalry trophy. And look, a team that was, we told our team that they were going to play their very best, and I thought they played their very best. Hats off to Sam Pittman and his team. They played outstanding football. KJ Jefferson was outstanding tonight. Kept plays alive, couldn't get him on the ground. We tried to get him on the ground, but weren't allowed to get him on the ground. So it's just one of those games where we were the last one to have the football, and I wasn't interested in letting Arkansas have another chance. So, again, a great football game. These are the games that you got to find a way to win. We didn't have our best performance early on, but I thought we really played well at the end of the half and in the second half in particular on offense. And defensively, there's a lot that has to continue to get better, and most of them are self-inflicted wounds that are going to have to get better as we go on the road these next 2 weeks. But all in all, happy with the victory. Again, anytime you're playing an SEC opponent and one that is highly motivated to come in here, we're very happy with the win. So with that, we'll open it up to questions.
Brian, specifically with Jayden, what do you think maybe sort of clicked for him there at the end of the first half, and what was causing possibly to struggle early on?
Yeah, he was out of rhythm. If you watch him a little bit, his drop was a little bit off, and then he was rushing into his throws. And then we just kept reminding him about picking up his rhythm, being a lot quicker, which is how he played and has played. And once he was able to speed up his drop, he was in much better rhythm, and it took off from there. His third quarter drive was one of the best, if not the best. I don't know where the feedback's coming from. Okay. If it wasn't the best, I can't remember a better drive. They did everything in that first drive of the third quarter. They ran cover 2 and tried to trap it. They ran man, overhang stunts, and he was outstanding. His precision, his decision-making, protection checks, delivering the ball. And that's what we expect to see from him, and he played to a high standard in the final 3 quarters. And we needed it, obviously.
Hey, Coach, right here. You guys obviously know what you had in Malik Nabers, and he's had a really strong start to the season. But what can you say, I guess, about Brian Thomas, who's had a really resurgent year for him as well, and just kind of that 1-2 punch that you guys have at receiver there?
Yeah, I mean, we gave him the game ball. We thought the plays that he made, the big plays, really, if you watch carefully, they were bracket covering Malik. They had man-to-man plus the safety inside out with the linebacker low or drop. So sometimes they had 3. So we had to find alternatives. And again, Brian Thomas stepped up big for us, made some big plays down the field. And we still were able to shake Malik loose on some over routes that got him out of some of those double coverages. And then when we did get one-on-one, like in the fourth quarter, we got the one-on-one coverage, he threw a dime and dropped it right in there. So it's really about the quarterback making great decisions and then finding these talented receivers and then making plays.
Brian, the roughing the passer call happened right in front of you. Did you think it was legit or not?
Well, however I answer this question, I put myself in a very difficult situation. All I can tell you is that there was no blow to the head. There was no blow to the neck area. He thought it was unnecessary. My response was, he's 252 pounds. You try to tackle him. We couldn't get him down on the ground. you can't bring a rope out there, and he was not trying to, do anything else but try to get him on the ground. Our supervisor officials will look at it, we'll send it in, and we'll get some kind of response from them.
Coach right here, Logan Diggs, 14 carries. Can you kind of talk about, though, that last drive, just him being able to get those tough yards, and I know that's something y'all have really been looking for.
Yeah, I would agree. That was obviously the drive that, we got into what we call barrier, which is, they had no timeouts. I think we ate over 5 minutes off the clock. I had no intention of giving them the ball back. I don't know if you guys wanted to, but I didn't. And so it was really just a matter of when we call barrier, we're not looking to score. We're looking to score a touchdown in that instance. We wanted to take time off the clock, put ourselves in a good position. We have great faith in our Ramos, our field goal kicker. Put him in a good position, take as much time off the clock. We got it down to about 5 seconds. And it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, that last sequence of plays, would you have rather had no time on the clock and call the timeout after third down rather than after second down?
We had to let the clock run all the way down to get the mathematical number to that level, or we would have risked our situation to be such that we would have had to run the field goal team out there without a timeout, and I wasn't interested to put ourselves in that kind of situation.
Hey, Coach, did the time of possession that they had, did that concern you as the game went as far as defense getting tired and into the fourth quarter?
I thought about it, but, we got 7 possessions in the first half. So when I looked at it at halftime and I said 7, I felt like that was going to be enough. Now, certainly we wanted more possessions because the numbers were certainly off at halftime. But I felt like if we could get 7 more in the second half, possessions weren't going to be the what would dictate the game. We just needed to make some more plays on defense and continue to play really well on offense.
Coach, over here, the phrase "C-ball" get always used with Harold Perkins a lot. Are you seeing that kind of from Whit Weeks, and overall, what do you think of his emergence as a starter?
I think this is his second start. It's hard for me to dissect the game from the sideline, but he's active. Obviously he impacted the game in a positive way. The running game, from the running back standpoint was not a factor. The quarterback was a factor. Certainly the draw play, and, they carved out our 4 technique a couple of times on a G play. But I would say that in terms of his run game fits, they look to be really good. We lost coverage on the tight end late in the game. But other than that, I thought he had a nice game.
Coach, back here, you mentioned about how Malik was getting double covered, but he was still able to get his touches and have a really good game with 2 touchdowns. How important is it for him to still be able to get his touches like that for the overall success of the team and then for his morale as well?
Yeah, look, that's our job as coaches. You can't get your best player erased. You got to move him around, and we move him all over the place. If we just line him up in the short field, you might as well just say he's not going to get any catches because you're just leaving him in a position where they can, in fact, take him away. They can drop the jack. They can roll the coverage. They can put the safety over the top. So we've moved him all over the place. He's played X. He plays Z. And you have to do that when you have a great player like Malik.
Hey, Coach. What was Arkansas doing to sort of neutralize your guys' pass rush, at least in your opinion?
Well, I think we brought mostly a 3 and 4 man rush. When we brought 5, we were able to influence the pass rush a little bit. But we had a hard time, getting him on the ground. I wasn't that concerned about the lack of a pass rush as much as I was, we didn't do a great job of getting him on the ground. So when we had chances and he got out, we missed tackles. We're young at that position, and it's an area that, we know who we are. we got to get a big guy like that on the ground.
Coach, back here.
Yeah.
After the alma mater, you can hear the guys say, throw up your threes. Just how motivated was this group to play for Greg today?
Oh, they've been motivated for Greg. He's one of our captains. He's somebody that our players love. He's in their thoughts. He's in their prayers. And, as you know, we were the number 3 on our helmet, as did I want to thank Sam Pittman and the Arkansas administration for agreeing to wear the number 3 on their helmet. It says a lot about the class that they showed in honoring Greg today. He's on everybody's minds, and we're praying for him.
Hey, Coach, right here. Kind of to bounce off that. What can you say about Andre Sam and the competitive edge that he bring for you guys this game and kind of his progression from week 1 to now?
Yeah, I mean, he's an active player. He plays with a lot of energy, and we need him out there. I don't think he takes a play off. He's not a guy that he's in a rotation. There's a rotation of 1. It's Andre and Andre. Again, he's a guy that we're counting on, and he's going to continue to get better. Good, thank you.